Running a business means checking a lot of boxes.
Let's see. Payroll? Check. Inventory? Check. Insurance?
Good thing Simply Business makes getting small business insurance fast and easy. Check insurance off your list at simplybusiness.com.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA is heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine, the show that teaches you how to survive the things that can kill you.
Like a heat wave in March.
Oof.
Or a raging UTI.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it kills you.
In March.
How about raging molasses?
Oh, my God. It really can kill you.
Totally.
Or the things that just make you wish you were dead.
Getting pinched by a stranger. Keep your hands off me. How about an ill-fitting Oscar dress?
Oh, no. Yikes.
Or the Boston comedy scene.
Yes. You know what can't kill you?
Our theme song.
Our theme song.
Unless it scares you while you're driving.
Oh, no.
And you hear the siren part that scares people sometimes. And then you like jerk your wheel real fast.
Don't be scared.
It's okay. It's not real.
It's just us.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. Ooh, how to survive. Ooh, how to survive.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi yourself.
Well, it's nice to see you.
It's nice to see you, too.
You're looking lovely today.
Thank you. I wore green for St. Patty's Day.
You did. And Garen didn't, but it could almost look green.
I think the bottom of your shirt has some green in it.
Your Jaws shirt.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
And then we found out Kristine is wearing...
My green guacamole underwear.
So explain for those who are picturing something inappropriate or just gross.
Well, they're kind of like cartoon underwear.
Yeah.
They have like little... Wait, let me look
Meaning
again.
you wear them every day and they never change.
I'm a disgusting woman. That's one of my favorite lines from...
Friends.
No.
Oh.
From, oh God, I hate myself right now. Barb and Star, go to Vista Del Mar.
Oh, what does she say?
She says, I'm a disgusting woman. Is Barb the one, I get them confused.
Kristen Wiig, I don't know.
I think Barb is Kristen Wiig, but you know how she's like sitting outside and she's writing love letters to Jamie, his name.
Yeah.
And in the letter she'll write, I'm a disgusting woman. As you know, I'm a disgusting woman.
I don't remember that.
Oh my God. I think that's my favorite, like, go-to.
I know, I gotta watch it again. I really did like it, but I've only seen it once.
I love it so much. Anyway, I'm a disgusting woman. And so they're like briefs.
Yeah.
Boxers?
Boxer briefs, but for
Yes,
ladies.
for ladies. And they have little bowls of guacamole on them.
So cute.
With little avocados dancing with hot red peppers. And they say, you guac my world.
I love it. Were they a gift?
Nope.
To yourself?
Sort of, yeah. Because for a while I was doing MeUndies.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I wish they would sponsor us.
Oh, do you like MeUndies?
I love MeUndies.
Okay.
The boxer briefs or whatever you call the kind that are cotton.
Yeah, boy shorts.
Boy shorts, yeah.
Yeah.
They're so comfortable. They last forever, and they don't give you wedgies. And they're not, you know how a lot of times the women's boy shorts, they still like make them short at the butt. So they're cheeky. And I'm like,
right. I don't need cheeky.
I don't want cheeky.
Right.
I want them to stay on and not show underwear lines.
And you're saying they do that on MeUndies?
I'm saying they do that, yes.
Oh, I just want to talk Oscar fashion for 1 second.
Please, let's do it.
Did you see
I'm ready to do it.
the after party dress that Heidi Klum wore?
I didn't see anything that she wore.
It's one of the worst things you've ever seen in your life.
Can't wait.
It makes no sense.
I want to see it right now. Can Garen pull it up for us?
She looks good in everything, obviously.
Well, look at her. Yeah, I mean, she is a supermodel.
Then I later saw what she was wearing. I don't know if she was invited to the ceremony, but she had two dresses. So either she was at the ceremony or she was at two different parties.
Probably two different parties.
And it was great.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, she does wacky stuff.
She does do wacky stuff, but I think it's like, I fucking dare you. I am so fucking good looking and statuesque and have the best body in the world. I can literally wear this horrible thing. I think it's just like a fuck you to all of us.
That's how she is at Halloween, right? Because she's like,
I'm a worm.
I am so beautiful. Like a lot of
Is
people.
it this?
Yes. So it's
God.
hideous.
Hold on.
It's like 2 different dresses. It fits so poorly. Oh, yeah. It's so unflattering.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's just bad.
But I think that's a mistake. I think she was trying to look good. Right?
Yes.
That was just
yes.
That's not like Halloween where she's like,
no.
I am a zit. I'm going as a zit that's popping.
It's so funny that like for her it's fun to be ugly because
I know.
she never has experience.
Like a lot of women
life.
For Halloween, they're like,
just slutty.
I'm gonna go hot.
Right.
Look at me, look how hot I am. I'm gonna be beautiful. And then she's like, I just
want to see how the other half lives.
How is it to be really ugly?
I'm a lice.
Make me as ugly as you can. Oh, this is fun. This is so fun because I never have to feel this way. Because every day I wake up, I'm the most beautiful woman in the world.
This is look at it. Doesn't even look like it was made correctly.
I'm telling you, it looks like she got it on
Can you
Temu.
see it looks like a bad drag race challenge.
It looks like it was made for someone else.
Oh, that's poor.
It doesn't.
It's so weird.
It doesn't fit her properly.
But a lot of the dresses at the after parties I liked better than what the people wore to the Oscars.
I didn't check the after party fashions. I you know what? I wish I would have spent more time looking at Oscar dresses.
I saw Anne Hathaway and I didn't need to see anybody else. Like she looks so fucking stunning.
Oh, at the Oscars?
At the Oscars.
Yeah, I know. It was like
I didn't love her dress, but she always looks gorgeous.
She looked so good. Her eyebrow game was so strong. Are you kidding me? I thought Nicole's eyebrows looked good. She had real thick eyebrows, and I was like, "That's working on you, Nicole."
Yeah.
But then,
Nicole looked amazing.
I just discovered via a blind item
I can't wait for this.
The only reason she goes to the Oscars, is because if she goes, Tom Cruise can't. He cannot go to the Oscars if she goes.
Oh, because of Scientology rules?
Maybe, or
it's in their divorce
something,
settlement?
or it's just so awkward between them that. It's got to be the Scientology thing, to be honest. But
he
wouldn't have.
He's never there.
You're saying she's so petty that
she goes
just so he can't go?
So he can't go. But according to the blind item. Which,
yes. I think, first of all, he wasn't in anything this year. Although she wasn't in anything this year either, so I don't know why either of them would have been there.
Well, she's a huge star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times it's like huge stars go to the Oscars. So was the guy from Heated Rivalry was there. He's not. I know. Has no reason to be there.
There were some influencers there that I'm like, what are you doing?
They're there just because it's, that you get to go if you're a big person.
I always, you know what? I just assume he's always off filming. Like I just give him the benefit of the doubt that he's always filming. There's no way he can be there.
Why wasn't Brad Pitt there?
Because he knew there was no way his movie was going to win. I think that's why he wasn't there.
Well, he should have been there.
Okay. We should probably get into today's, I guess, right?
Probably.
Topic, which we were supposed to say at the beginning and then we didn't.
Damn it.
But I do want to hear about your birthday that wasn't. But we can talk about that later, I guess.
Yeah, or the bonus. You know what? Or the bonus.
Or the bonus.
Birthday bonus.
So we are going to, it's a little bit different today. It's a little wacky.
Uh-oh. Are we getting wacky?
We're getting a little wacky because I couldn't help myself. We are going to learn how to survive a Boston disaster, specifically the Boston Molasses Flood of 1919.
What?
Have I talked about this before?
I think so.
Okay, so...
But we didn't learn how to survive it.
Well, you're not going to, really. But I just wanted to talk about it because it's one of my favorite subjects.
You cannot outrun molasses.
You can't. But there were things they could have done.
Could you roller skate out of it?
I don't think so. You would have gotten stuck for sure. Okay. So, yeah, it's just so bananas.
I'm so excited right now.
As you may or may not know, I actually read a book about it because I thought that it was ripe for comedy, and I've never really found a way to.
This cannot be the title of that book.
Yeah, Dark
Tide?
Yeah, Dark Tide. Yeah.
Is that the book you read?
I think so.
I love that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was definitely the book I read. Well, it is a dark tide. You're going to find out.
Oh, my God.
So basically, the story is the lesson today. There's no extra story at the end.
This is all I want.
It's all fakakta. At midday on January 15th, 1919, Boston's North End was full of workers and residents venturing outdoors to enjoy unseasonably warm weather. At about 1 p.m., they heard a low rumble. At first, many assumed it was a Boston elevated train approaching, but within minutes they realized something was very wrong. A 50-foot tall tank full of industrial-grade molasses had ruptured, sending a 2.3 million gallon wave of molasses rushing through the crowded North End, enough to fill 3 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
Oh, my God.
The hulking molasses tank had been built by Purity Distilling Company only a few years earlier in 1915. Purity was using the massive tank to store the molasses to be fermented into ethanol for industrial uses.
Whoa. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even going to just be put in jars for molasses.
Well, I'm going to get to that. Couple
Okay.
of different things it was being used for, and a little bit nefarious. The company built the giant tank on the north end.
We're going to smoke this molasses.
Well, it's close at waterfront at what's now baseball fields at Langone Park to store molasses from the Caribbean until it was shipped across the river to their fermentation facility in Cambridge. At the time, ethanol was used, among other things, as a major ingredient in making munitions.
What?
Which starts to explain why they built this tank in December 1915, Sharp said. They were getting a ton of orders for companies that were building munitions that were being shipped to Europe for World War I.
So, like, ethanol was the building block of explosions.
Yeah.
Because it's also the building block of alcohol, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which we're also going to
I'm just trying to keep track of
I know, it's
my-
crazy.
Okay.
I haven't done this as a full story before, have I? Did I do this for some reason?
I don't know.
think so.
Okay, for
I mean, I
fuck's
know
sake.
we talked about it before.
Okay. However, the war ended in 1918. So come January 1919, which is when this is
Yes.
happening, the giant tank, which was 50 feet high and 90 feet in diameter, was still nearly full to the brim.
Oh, so they didn't. The war's over, and they just have this big old
I think-
molasses tank left
I think-
over.
I think they shipped it for like 3 years.
Okay.
Then the war's over and they've got all this.
What are we going to do with this extra molasses?
Right. So it's full to the brim with 2.3 million gallons of molasses. Sharp says they had, Sharp is someone I didn't tell you about. They had received a big new shipment 2 days before the tank burst.
Oh, no.
That's because while ethanol buyers were retooling their factories for peacetime operations, Purity, which is the company, decided to ferment their molasses into rum and sell it before Prohibition. So they know Prohibition's coming.
Okay, so they're like, let's hurry up, turn this into booze,
Yes.
and ship it out.
Which was about to be ratified by the states and enacted the following January in 1920. So they only got a year to...
I didn't realize they all knew that was coming. Like,
Yeah, I think I've read about it before. I think it's like one of those things that went through stages, you know.
yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense that they would know it was coming.
Yeah, I know. I didn't...
You don't think about that in history, that it's
Right.
like, they don't just go, oh, it's illegal. Like,
Yeah.
you know that things are going to
Yeah, and a lot of the suffragettes or suffragists, I forget which one is politically correct.
Hair lip.
A lot of them have that. Were pro-prohibition.
Right.
So
okay.
they were, you know...
We got to keep these men in control.
Yeah, basically.
They're so drunk they won't let us vote.
Well, and they were probably beating them and stuff, so
Yes.
they had their reasons.
I'm sure there were good reasons.
This was
I'm
like
on their side.
Yeah, this was like a stopgap measure. They were going to be rum runners. The tank measured 50 feet tall and rose over the Boston elevated tracks that ran next to it.
Seems like a great place.
It's all good planning. Tankers delivered shipments of molasses to Copp's Hill Wharf, where it was pumped into the tank and stored until it could be sent to distilleries on train cars. Though the tank had only been built a few years earlier in 1915, local residents knew that it leaked. According to author Stephen Puelo, the North End children collected pails of the sticky sweet molasses. They would go up to it, hold their pails up to the tank, and wait for the molasses
And
to
that was
drip
like
them.
their food.
It was their food for the month.
They
Yeah.
were the street children.
Yeah. When locals complained that they could see the molasses seeping out at the tank seams, Purity Distilling painted the tank brown to disguise the oozing molasses.
My gosh.
Doesn't it seem like something Trump would do?
Yeah.
It's, you know what it is? It's painting the roses red in Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to anger the queen, so they paint the roses red. It's not really
Nothing
the
to
same
see
thing.
here.
Yeah. Every time it was filled, it groaned and shuddered.
Oh, no.
Structural engineers later reported that the tank's walls were far too thin to hold the heavy molasses that the tank stored. Furthermore, the chemical composition of the tank's walls made them vulnerable to cracking. On January 15th, 1919, a combination of the tank's shoddy construction, a sudden temperature change outside, and a large new shipment of molasses resulted in rupture of the tank's walls. What I remember from the book is that someone who worked for the company kept trying to tell them, try to be the whistleblower and say, like, this isn't going to hold.
Oh, my God.
And they were, as history shows, just, no.
It's fine.
It's fine. In his 2003 book, which I believe is Dark Tide, Puello wrote that one witness, Boston police officer Frank McManus, recalled a machine gun-like rat-tat-tat sound and an unhealthy grinding and scraping. McManus turned to see the molasses tank seem to disintegrate before his eyes, disgorging an enormous wall of thick, dark liquid that blackened the sky and snuffed out the daylight.
Wow.
Estimates said that the wave was 15 to 40 feet high. Photos of the aftermath showed molasses splattered on the second-floor windows of nearby buildings hit by the wave, so it was not high enough when it hit those buildings to break those windows, but it was high enough to be splattering up against them.
It's like a tsunami.
It's a tsunami. It's a tsunami of molasses.
Can you imagine seeing that?
No.
As a human being?
No.
So when that first happened, how many human beings were like right there?
I'm going to tell you how many died.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to tell you. Yeah. The wave of, they said there were more people out than usual because the temperature had dropped.
Oh, right.
I mean, it was, or risen. It
Yeah.
was something like 40 degrees, but I guess in Boston in January, that's good.
Yeah.
So people were like out enjoying the 40 degrees.
Out in their shorts.
Yeah. The wave of molasses rushed through the north end at about 35 miles an hour.
Whoa.
Jeez.
How is it that fast?
I know it's like ironic because they always say, slow as molasses.
Yes.
It knocked an elevated train off of its tracks, crushed buildings, moved a firehouse and other buildings off their foundations, and suffocated both humans and animals. The crumpled pieces of the tank littering the debris field showed the force of the molasses wave. There were two main ways that the 21 victims of the flood were killed. The first are those who died as a result of injuries that occurred when it initially hit, whether crushed by fallen buildings or hit by wagons and other debris. Some survived the initial minutes, only later to die at Haymarket Relief Station, where dozens of victims were taken.
Oh, that sounds worse.
Yeah.
You want to just go, I think, right? Like, you don't want to...
Yeah. One victim also died after being swept into the harbor. I remember that from reading the book. The other category are those who essentially asphyxiated or drowned in the molasses.
Wow.
The cooling winter air thickened the molasses as the day went on, complicating attempts to rescue victims. So now you've got... It's like, okay, it's a tsunami of water, but now the water has turned to ice and trapped everybody underneath.
What a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. Complicating attempts to rescue victims and making it more difficult for those pinned down by debris to escape.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Have you ever eaten molasses?
Definitely not just straight, but it's in, say, gingerbread, or it's in some sort of bread and rye. It's in some rye bread.
I feel like I've had a molasses cookie.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever just tasted molasses.
No, but if you've had rum, you've had molasses.
Oh, I've had a molasses then.
I've had molasses.
I don't the consistency would be like honey, right?
I think it's thicker. I'm picturing it thicker than that, but I could be wrong. I feel like it's a thing in the South. Maybe we could learn.
I know we always had it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, my mom always had it because I remember it was like a glass jar. It was like this tall. And
What did you use it for?
Hourglass looking thing. I don't remember. I feel like biscuits, maybe?
See, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a thing where you pour it on food in certain parts. Oh, I forgot to take this off today. Shoot. Where you pour it on food as like syrup. But
I'm just trying to
different.
imagine if, for instance, you're sort of on the other side of town.
Yeah.
So it's just coming at like a foot, right?
Right.
So you're at the end of it.
And you're like, what is this?
Yeah, and you're like, it's like you have to try to walk through it. Is
Yes.
it like harder than walking through honey? You know,
I
like,
think that's a good comparison.
right? Is it like you're trying to trudge through this molasses?
Yeah, that's why they're saying it was so hard to rescue people because, like, you have to walk through it.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. No. The technical term for the wave of molasses is a gravity current.
Oh.
Which, like an avalanche or lava flow, consists of a dense flow, in this case molasses, moving into a less dense flow, air.
Yes.
And in this case, doing so at a rate of 35 miles per hour. I wanted you to see some pictures.
Yes, please.
I'm not done, but I did want you to see some pictures. This is what the molasses did to the elevated train.
Oh my God. That's wild. And people were on that train? Was it a passenger train or you don't know?
I don't know.
That would be a big surprise.
Yeah, right?
You're on that train.
Can you see the...
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'll put some pictures in the newsletter. Rescuers, including the Boston Police Department, cadets from the USS Nantucket, docked nearby, and the Red Cross rushed to the scene. Despite heroic efforts, the molasses killed 21 people and injured 150. Most of the deceased were laborers and drivers working at the North End paving yard and Copp's Hill Wharf. So I'm guessing the train was probably like an industrial, delivering goods, not people. But there sure had to be a conductor
Those
on there.
poor goods.
Right. However, the deceased also included Pascual Iantosca and Maria D'Estasio, two 10-year-olds who had been out enjoying the unseasonably warm air.
Oh, little babies.
I know. And George Leahy, an Engine 31 fireman who had reportedly just gone to bed before the molasses hit his firehouse.
Oh, man.
Because remember, it ruined the firehouse.
Yeah.
The paperback edition of Dark Tide included a letter written by 17-year-old marine merchant Cameron Burnap, who recalled wading around in several feet of molasses after the flood trying to pull survivors and bodies out of the mess. It was impossible to get up without help because the molasses was so thick and it acted like quicksand, Burnap wrote. A Post reporter at the time reported that the molasses on the street, at least initially, was waist deep in some places and killed horses like flies on flypaper.
Whoa.
Burnap wrote that the rescuers used axes and crowbars to get to victims pinned by mangled wreckage in the molasses, sometimes only to uncover severed limbs. Cleaning up the molasses and debris in the North End was a difficult process. Molasses coated the wreckage, making it almost impossible to move fragments of buildings and vehicles. City workers finally realized that salt water broke down the molasses and began spraying the area with water pumped in from the harbor. The Engine 31 fireboat, whose firehouse had been destroyed in the flood, was key in the cleanup efforts. Though locals had observed the structural issues with the molasses tank, the tank's owners initially blamed an anarchist plot to bomb the tank.
Oh, this sounds very familiar.
I think it was because there were around this time like some Italians going around blowing shit up.
Yeah.
In America. So I think that's what they did. Yeah, it does feel familiar. Yeah. In 1925, a court-appointed auditor ruled that the negligence by the tank's owners was to blame for the tank's collapse and the loss of life and property. The tragedy of Boston's molasses flood led to great changes in the way the United States regulated industries. According to Stephen Puleo, regulations stipulating that engineers needed to sign and seal plans, building inspectors needed to examine projects, and that architects needed to show their work all came as a result of Boston's molasses
Why
flood.
do I gotta show my work?
Why gotta?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so before that, it was just like...
Whatever.
You know what? These things have to happen. The Triangle Waist shirt factory, these things have to happen apparently because people don't have foresight, or people who have foresight aren't listened to in this case. So these horrible things have to happen so that we have regulations.
Yeah.
You know?
But now it's like people will complain because they're like, there's so much red tape.
Why do I have to wear a seatbelt?
Yeah.
Right.
Can't tell me.
Oh yeah, that's Trump's whole thing. Like, he doesn't want regulations, so because it's too hard on businesses.
Yeah.
But meanwhile,
this is why
it's people.
They exist for a reason.
Yeah. So I know that was sort of short, but when our guest comes, you'll understand why I did this.
Oh my God, he survived the molasses.
He's so old that he survived.
Oh my God.
And then I heard rumor that, I don't know if this is true, but that like for years, decades afterwards, you could kind of smell molasses in Boston. Yeah, and that there are still marks like on the walls
that's
of
so
some of the buildings.
interesting.
Because, I mean, think about it, that's like, I mean, I don't think you could get molasses out of your clothes. Like, that would be really hard to get out.
How about your hair, getting it out of your hair?
Oh my God. Well, yeah.
Everybody just shaved their heads.
That's right. That's what led to the 1920
head shaving incidents.
And that's why everyone had bobs a couple of years later,
right.
because they'd only grown it out.
We thought it was flappers, but like fashion of the flappers. And that's right around the time of the big flu epidemic, right?
Oh, that's 1919, right?
So they're already dealing with that.
That's interesting.
It was really insensitive of Heidi Klum to do that for Halloween that year. Where she cans molasses victim. Really insensitive.
She wants to be ugly a little bit.
She's never thinking.
It's dripping in molasses.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I liked it. It's so fun. Once a year, Halloween is my thing. It comes as molasses. And I put it on social media. So
that's really interesting.
Basically, the how to survive is to listen to people who know better than you. Mm-hmm. And don't just paint, in your life, don't paint your vat brown to hide your leaks.
That's the moral.
That's the moral of the story.
Don't paint your vat brown.
Yeah.
Put that on your pillow.
Right?
Stitch that on a pillow.
Don't paint your vat brown to hide your leaks.
Oh.
It sounds gross.
No, it sounds great.
But it's kind of great.
Yeah. Live, laugh, love, and don't paint your vat brown to hide your leaks.
All right. Well, that was it for that. And we will be right back with our guest.
Can't wait.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace.
Last year, I went through many different life changes. I needed to take a pause and examine how I was feeling in the inside to better show up for the ones who need me to be my best version of myself.
When you're navigating life's changes, Talkspace can help. Talkspace is the #1 rated online therapy, bringing you professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatry providers that you can access anytime, anywhere.
Living a busy life, navigating a long-distance relationship, becoming a first-step father, Talkspace made all of those journeys possible. I could speak with my therapist in the office. I could speak with my therapist in the comfort of my home. I was never alone.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance, no problem. Now get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome back.
How's your memory?
Terrible. How's yours? Absolutely terrible.
Well,
shitty.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Not by learning new things, it turns out, like the rest of y'all, but I'm going to come up with something.
Well, I think the word puzzles are good.
Yeah.
And I think,
But I need to learn how to dance or something.
Yeah, or do a language. Are you still trying to learn German? Yeah.
9.
No, I didn't even say the right. Yeah, 9. It seems so hard.
It's so hard. It's so hard. And you know what it is with language? If you don't have a firm grasp on English grammar, it's really tough. It's like I know how to construct a sentence, but it's
you don't know why.
I don't know why it works. So when you start learning verb usage and tenses in another language and they're explaining it based on English, I'm like, that's not going to work for me.
Yeah. Future conditional, what?
I know. I'm like, I don't understand this in my native tongue.
Yeah. Stupid native tongue.
I know, and you call yourself a writer.
Right?
I know.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it might make some sense where I'm at.
Well, on the flip side is our guest. On the first half of our show, we talked about how to survive the Boston Molasses Flood.
Oh, yes.
And now we're going to talk about how to survive the Boston comedy scene.
Oh, I love that.
With Brian Kiley. Okay.
Well, my grandmother used to talk about the Boston Molasses Flood all the time.
Really? Okay.
I love that.
Was she alive for it?
Yes.
Okay. What are her memories? Do you remember?
Well, she was like, oh, it's terrible. All these. And 20 people were killed? 21. And no one, it's a very obscure thing and people think it's a joke.
Right.
But
that's why I'm obsessed with it.
Yes, I love it. I read that book Dark
Tide.
Yes.
Yes. We've been talking about.
Yes. But she would bring that up all the time. Like, the molasses flood. And I remember being a kid being like, what?
What are you talking about?
And especially since it's molasses. And
it seems funny.
Yes.
But it went 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, which we got to change the slow as molasses thing.
Exactly.
Right? Yes, that absolutely.
Did she ever say whether the city still smelled like molasses sometime after it? Because that's what I've heard.
I've heard that too
true.
in the North End. But I wonder if that's a little bit of a. Do you know what I mean?
Little apocryphal.
There've been so many bad smells since then. You know what I mean? That have kind of pushed that out, I would think.
Well, Brian is a stand-up comic and a writer, and in fact, just wrote on a little thing called the Academy Awards.
Nicely done.
Very nicely done.
Thank you.
I heard a specific joke was written by you, and I want to see if verify if it was or not. Was the casting director joke?
That was.
My favorite joke.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Can you say it for the people?
Well, there was a new category this year. They introduced a new category this year, best casting. And so one of you will go home with an Oscar, and the others, we decided to go in another direction.
Such a good joke.
It's a perfect joke.
It's so inside. It's very
inside.
It's very for actors because they have to use that lingo to soften it. Of it's not that we didn't pick you.
Yes.
Right. We went in a different direction, which was not you. It was someone else.
Yes.
Anyway, we love that. And
Thank
then
you.
I have a request from my husband. He wanted to know, was there blowback on the in England they arrest their pedophiles joke? Not blowback. Was there trouble getting it approved?
That is a good question. I think that we were okay. I mean, first of all, we don't say anyone's name.
Yes.
So I think
it's very smartly done.
Yes, I think it was Dan Cronin that wrote that. But not saying everyone's name kind of protects us. And someone pointed out, because if someone's offended, then it's like, well, then it's like they're admitting that they're.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So it's kind of, it puts them in a tough spot because they can't go, hey, that might have been me that you're talking about. Oh, really? Are you?
Why are you a pedophile?
Why would you be a pedophile?
That's an excellent point. And then before we started, you were telling us about can you walk us a little bit through what it's like writing on, I've written on award shows, never anything that high profile, so I'm just curious how it was done.
Well, it's such a unique thing because it's kind of the last of the awards after award season, you know? So I think we got together. We did it last year too, so my timelines get a little bit off. But I think this year we might have started a little later. Last year we started sort of mid-December, I guess.
Oh wow!
But the Oscars were a couple weeks earlier.
Oh, okay.
So I guess we started right around the first of the year or whatever. But so you start coming up with jokes. It's so funny, and this happened last year too. You start writing jokes, and we would have different batches. We'd send a batch of jokes, and Conan would look over them or whatever. But so last year, when you look at, last year we had 35 batches, I think. I think this year we had 32 batches or something. But it's so many. Everyone's just putting jokes in after. But when you look back at batch one, last year, batch one had jokes about like Matt Gaetz and Jake Paul. And it's like, 2 months later, it's like, who are these people again? Do you know what I mean?
That's the problem.
So that's a problem, is that the news cycle changed. So you do some topical thing and you add it to the Oscars, and then 2 months later, no one remembers.
Yeah.
It's like, that's long gone.
Yeah, who's Christy now?
Yeah, exactly. So that stuff happens so quick.
Yeah.
But the other thing that happens is someone will come up with a great joke, and we're excited. It's like, oh, this is going to be great. And someone else will do it on one of the other award shows. So you're like,
or SNL or something.
Yes, absolutely. So that's a big one, especially where there's the Golden Globes and there's the BAFTAs and there's the SAG Awards.
Because you guys wanted someone saying profanities in the audience, right? And then it was already done. You couldn't do that.
People are going to yell anti-Irish slurs at Conan, and we're trapped now. So and that makes it tough because some jokes made it through past this award show and past this show, and then SNL does it, or it's like, oh, we got so close, and then it got knocked out. So that stuff just happens, and we're all writing off the same premises, so we're going to write the same jokes sometimes. So
You
that
lose
was
those,
tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there really any benefit then? I mean, to starting that early? Is it
gonna
mainly
ask the
just
same
is it
thing.
mainly just so that you guys gel together? I mean, you already have worked together for so many years, right? Is it just that Conan then gets to sort of get out there and practice? Like, why not start later?
Well, that's a good point.
I was going to say, I don't want to
first of
cost
all,
you weeks of work.
Exactly.
But
We need
Exactly.
the-
You get the work. So
we have nothing else to do, for one thing. But the other thing is, it helps. It doesn't help as much with the joke. I mean, it does help with the jokes to kind of get a base and see where we're at to some extent. But it really helps with the tape pieces.
Okay.
And what we're
sure.
going to shoot. You
yeah,
know what I
because you have
mean?
those pre-tapes.
Yes, so we have a lot of pre-tapes and things that we're pitching. So, and some of those don't make it, but at least if we can kind of shoot those and go, hey, this is funny, and this will we kind of start having some building blocks. You know,
That makes sense.
So you want to have a base. You don't want to be like 2 weeks. We got nothing. You know what I mean?
Right, that's
You want to go,
true.
no, we got this tape piece and this tape piece, and sometimes it takes. Logistically, it takes a while, so you need the planning and how are we going to shoot this and all that kind of stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then do you have it happen where those have to be scrapped because it's too similar to another award
good
show?
question.
Well, we so you saw the cold open with,
Yes.
with Conan as Aunt Gladys.
Yeah.
So that was Conan's idea.
Okay.
And then we pitched on it of different different movies and what to do and all that stuff. So a few days before, there was some. I don't know if it was a Brazilian award show or something, and some older actress was dressed up as Aunt Gladys. And we're like, and we had already shot this, and it was in the can and all that stuff, and it was just like a couple days before, and we had to be like, we have to just do ours. You know what I mean? If someone goes, oh, they stole that from this, it's like, no, we can show you, we can prove to you we shot it a month ago and all that other stuff, you know. But yes, that's a little bit like, oh.
I have a specific question about that. It was very funny. I loved when they ran across that Hamnet stage. That was. Oh wait, Jimmy also wanted me to ask you about the Hamlet joke. Who wrote that?
I think Josh Comas wrote that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was brilliant too. Did anyone pitch Conan running into "If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You" and being in a scene with himself?
Oh, that is very interesting. You know, I don't think so. I think part of this was tricky this year because of that movie, because that movie wasn't nominated for Best Picture.
Right.
I mean, Weapons wasn't either.
Right.
Yeah,
So
That's why I thought maybe there was a little wiggle room.
He was tricky about the If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, because he didn't want to be too self-indulgent or something. Do
Oh,
you know
like
what I
he
mean?
would seem like he was promoting himself.
Or have his whole Oscars be about Conan. He didn't want to do that.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
get
mean?
see that.
I get that.
Like he's very conscious to be like, this is too much about me, you know,
Right.
whatever.
Okay.
And he's very, considerate in that way. And I think. So I mean, that would have been a cool thing. Him acting with
I
himself.
just thought,
yes,
I
actually,
gotta put him in. I was like,
yes.
I was
stand there and
waiting for
admire
it.
It would have been
Admire
funny
the
if he.
performance.
Yes, that's actually, that.
Even if he had just
It
looked
would've-
at him and not said anything.
Absolutely,
and-
been like
That would have been
that
really
guy.
funny. I
Or-
can see
yes.
him not being
Yeah.
able to sort of differentiate because he would feel like he was
Yes.
promoting himself, but I think it would
But
have been
he's
really
in
funny.
the whole thing
But that's
anyway.
a great
so
idea. I wish I had thought of it.
I'll be
but
on those stuff.
It would have been the kind of thing if he kind of ran and saw him and was like, "Who's that handsome guy?"
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It could have been kind of fun.
And
You
he
know
was
what I mean?
really good in the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's. It's funny because he really is. I don't think he considers himself an actor,
Right.
but he's just a very smart guy. And I don't know if it was the director or who picked him, but he was kind of like, "Oh,
I would love to know how that
Yes.
happened because
I know."
you're just like, wait, what?
Yes, and also she's such an amazing actor. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
got to be intimidating. It's one thing if you're doing a sketch,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
some, whatever. But if you're with she's so good.
Okay, so that's my other question. Just again, because I've written on award shows and I don't know how it works. Is your team, who's basically former Conan writers,
Yeah.
did you also write the presenter copy?
Oh, I wondered
No,
that too.
that's a great question. No, there's actually a separate team.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And it's funny because, and I only know this from doing the last 2 years. Last year, I thought we would be interacting with them. We would
Yeah.
have meetings with them. No, we
Totally
didn't see them at
separate.
all.
Oh, that's weird.
And there's a guy named John Max, who I guess does he's kind of the head writer, or I don't know if he's a producer or head writer,
Mm-hmm.
but he does these award shows for years. I never got to meet him. I don't know what he looks like. You know what
So
I mean?
interesting.
They were just separate teams. So Carol Leifer was one of the presenter writers.
Yes.
And I know Carol, so we've done shows together.
Yeah.
So last year I bumped into her once. This time I rehearsal a couple of times, but I didn't know these other people at all. Yeah. So it's really separate teams. It's interesting.
Have we we should have Carol on the show.
Oh, I would love to have Carol Leifer.
It felt like it felt like separate.
Yeah.
For sure. And I was like, oh, it doesn't feel like any of these performers practiced much before.
Yes.
You know, it felt
was
very
rough.
much like they saw the copy the minute before they went on the stage.
And it's so much easier it was so much easier for us because we're just writing for Conan.
Yeah, and you know his voice.
We know his voice,
yes.
and he's practicing it. He knows what he's saying, and absolutely these people. And you're so dependent on the actors whether they're going to be good or not.
Whether they can sell the bit.
And whether they looked at it beforehand or whatever.
Yeah.
So years ago, Conan was hosting the Emmys. And at rehearsal, they have these stand-ins. So the stand-ins would come in and they'd read the copy that the performer. So 3 in a row, they read the copy that was going to be done by Ellen, by Ray Romano, and Jon Stewart. Each 3, I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. They're going to bomb. And then when they come out with their charisma and their timing, whatever, all 3 of them killed it with the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that shows you just the difference, you know?
When I did the WGAs, they're just like people who are paid for the day or something who come in and they read it like this and they hit, hi, I'm Julia Roberts. It's just funny because it's so bizarre.
It's so funny. But after a while, like we had several rehearsals in the theater. So this one woman kept being the stand-in for Barbara Streisand when she's doing her Robert Redford thing or whatever. And then I see in the hall, I'm like, oh, that's Barbara Streisand. I'm so excited to see her in person.
And did you... obviously, you got to go to the Academy Awards. Did your wife go with you? Did she get to dress up?
She did get to dress up for once. Am I right? So
take a shower.
I can't believe you high-fived me on that. So we were backstage. So she was up. Like she said in the nosebleed seats or whatever, they're up there. But we're backstage behind a little curtain, and we're in a little room. And he'd come back between acts, and it didn't happen as much this year, but last year there were a couple things that happened that were like, oh, you could say this or whatever.
So you're still kind of working throughout the show where it's like, he's like, it turns out I need a different line here.
Yes, absolutely. And last year we had a joke where Latvia had their first Academy nomination. It was for
I'm sorry?
the country of Latvia.
Okay.
They had an animated film called Flow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
We had some joke kind of slamming Latvia. And then the guy wins is like, we've never had a nomination before. There's this tearful thing. We're like, we can't score. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then we just came up with something else on the fly that was not slamming Latvia, because that would have been bad.
So weird.
Yes.
Such a random slam.
Yeah, I know.
Why do they need to be taken down?
I know. Exactly. So it's like, it looks bad when we're picking on Latvia, so let's not do that. So then we did something else.
In addition to being a fantastic writer, you're also a fantastic stand-up.
Well, thank you.
And you started in Boston.
I did, yes.
So, and you survived it.
I did. It was so insane. So I started in college. So this is what happened. I always wanted to be in comedy. I loved comedy as a kid. When I was a little boy, first of all, I got in trouble in the 2nd grade because I took a joke book out of the library and I didn't return it. They're like, you got to return it.
So cute.
But when they used to have these daytime talk shows. They had Mike Douglas and they had Merv Griffin. These afternoon, and if there's a comic on, I'd be outside playing or whatever. My brother would be like, Brian, there's a comedian on. I'd come in and watch the comedian. Then I'd go back out and play.
Oh, my God.
And so I always just loved comedy. And I watched the Dick Van Dyke Show, and I wanted to – because I didn't know how people became comedians and got into comedy. But watching the Dick Van Dyke Show was like, oh, well, shows have writers.
Yeah.
And I could do that, you know. So I started writing jokes when I was like 13. I had them little note cards, and I hasn't survived. I'm sure they were terrible, but I had to practice. You know?
Sure.
And then when I was 18, I was going to Boston College, and they had a comedy show at my on my campus, and the headliner was this guy Barry Crimmins, who I thought was really funny, and I went up to him afterwards, and I said, hey, I want to be a comedy writer, blah blah blah. So he was running a club in Cambridge called the Ding Ho. So I met him for coffee, and I brought my jokes. I typed up my jokes and brought them.
Oh, my God.
And he kind of critiqued them. And he said, there's no way to make money writing comedy in Boston. You'd have to perform. And I was like, I never could. It was so terrifying.
So that wasn't even your plan?
No,
Wow.
no.
Okay.
That was too terrifying, just the thought of it.
Sure.
And I was like, I couldn't. And he's like, and he let me come to shows whenever I wanted. So once a month, I would come to a show, whatever, every couple of weeks. I'd have to take the subway, and then take the T and bus, and then take a bus, and whatever it was. But I went to the shows, and then I took a comedy class in the summer at Emerson College, taught by Dennis Leary.
Oh, wow.
So we would write scripts and stuff, and then we did stand-up in the class. And then at the final class, they kind of encouraged me to keep going.
And was Dennis just a stand-up at that point? Like, what was?
Yes, he was just a stand-up.
He was just a regular.
And he had gone to Emerson.
Okay.
And he was like 23, and I'm like 19. You know? So he... and also, I went to Boston College where it's a Jesuit school. We had priests who were our teachers or whatever. This class, I go to Emerson, it's like people are smoking pot and whatever. And I'm like, what the? You know what I mean? It was so different,
How funny.
But they encouraged me to keep going. So I go to sign up and do the open mic. And my friend Barry Crimmins was the host. Just coincidentally.
Oh, wow.
So he gave me a great spot and a great intro. And so it went great. And
that was your first time actually performing?
That was my first time. Absolutely. And so I started doing it once a week. I would go. And it was Lenny Clark's open mic. And it was like the Wild West. It was just unbelievable. And there'd be, people would be doing drugs and comics who were hammered. And it was also like Lenny's super funny, but he's also... he just drops a million F-bombs, and it was like that kind of thing or whatever. So I would bomb like every other time. I would do well one week and then bomb the next week and then so on.
Yeah, but sorry, just to interrupt for a second. But obviously, despite your fear, you were liking it enough to keep doing it.
I kept doing it, but I was terrified.
Okay.
And everyone was always asking him, when am I on? Am I on next? That kind of thing. And I never bugged him because I would hope that he would forget about me and I wouldn't have to go on.
Right.
But what happened was it would be every Wednesday night, and on Tuesday at noon, I would get a knot in my stomach for a day and a half.
Oh, my God.
And then I remember one time there's a Monday holiday, and I'm at school, and I got a knot in my stomach, and I'm like, it's only Monday. And I was like, oh, no, it is Tuesday. Like, my body knew to have the knot in my stomach, even though I thought,
That's
but
wild.
it was terrifying. And I was so nervous for so long. I think other people after a couple of years come, I still had that. I was, especially if it was a bad situation or whatever. And sometimes in Boston it would be, one time I was at this club, it was like right on like the Rhode Island border, and it was just this bar, and I go on and I just bomb. I just totally eat it. And the next guy goes on and he bombs worse. So the headliner's car broke down, and the crowd was like,
oh, no.
You know what? That first guy wasn't that bad. We changed our mind. And they called to have me come back, like the audience. And it's like, and I had bombed.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
God.
But they were like, you know what? We've reconsidered. So I had to go back out after I had bombed and stretch until the other guy
You're like,
got
that
there.
was my good stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
I was going to say, did you have more material?
I think I did have to do some crowd work. I did some other things,
wow.
whatever. So I had to go back. And then the other guy, the headliner that was late, he was this black comic from New York, and his car had broken down. And he showed up late. So he goes on, and the club owner, who was this big dude, he had to be 6'2", 240, whatever, like a big dude. He's talking to his friend. He's calling him the N-word. He's like, when he gets off, I'm going to kick his ass. I'm going to beat the shit out of him and all this stuff. And it was like, whoa. So he's like saying to me, you helped me out. I so appreciate it. You're coming back here. And I'm like, I am never coming back
kidding,
here.
yeah.
But I was like, you got to do me a favor. It's like, look, I helped you out. You have to promise me you're not going to beat the shit out of this guy. And he was like, all right. It was like,
oh my God.
It was so insane. It was so insane.
It's the guy's fault that his car broke down.
Absolutely, and it was just like, what world is this,
Wow.
So, yeah, and sometimes there'd be clubs that were mob run, and there'd be things like that. It was like, I'm like, what is this, like the 1920s?
Yeah.
Like, there'd be things like that
yeah.
that was really crazy.
Like, how would you find out that it was mob run?
Well, one time, one of the clubs one of the bouncers, they had a going away party for him because he had murdered someone, and he was and he was going to prison. So they had
This is a bouncer.
Yeah.
Oh,
at one of the clubs.
my God.
Yeah.
Irish mob?
No.
Italian?
There's Italian. Yeah, actually, and Jewish, oddly enough, yeah.
Wow.
So many mobs.
I know. It's hard to keep up with all
How do you
the
keep
mob.
track?
Yeah. I wonder if they have like a 23andMe for the mob.
So your stand-up is very like set-up punch.
Yes.
Was it always like that?
In the very beginning, I didn't know what I would do impressions. I would tell a story,
really?
whatever. The worst impressions.
trying everything.
So bad. I would try to do like Peter Falk or whoever. It's so bad. But then quickly I'm like, all right, just stick with the joke. That's what you do. But I early on I realized I wanted to be on Johnny Carson. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to work clean because that's what I'm going to do. So some places did not want that. You know what I mean? And there was some rough parts. I never. There were a couple times where you're at some dive bar and someone would be heckling me, and then another audience member would come over and start fighting with that person. So there were like 3 different times where I'm on stage and someone on my behalf is beating up someone who was heckling me.
God, this is Boston.
Yes.
This is like what I would think.
Isn't that insane? So there's some things that are just like.
And no one thinks to maybe tell those guys to leave. Right? They're just.
No. There's no crowd control. There's no whatever. It's just.
Would you just keep doing your?
Well,
jokes,
sometimes
or?
I remember one time I think I had to announce. I was pretended to be the boxing announcer,
Right.
announcing the fight. But yes, there was just some very strange situations, and then also there was some sort of D-level clubs that they would have you work because that's all you had.
Yeah.
And there's this one place I used to work in Quincy all the time. They would just send me there all the time. And I remember I had they knew my act. So first of all, I remember someone was late, so I had to stretch, and I ordered a beer on stage, and I had to pay for it in front of the crowd. I took out my wallet, and it was like $1.50, and it's here's $2, whatever. Right. So, right? It's so absurd.
It's so weird.
It's so weird. So I
Hold on. Anybody have change?
absolutely. And I remember right there, my wife and I were first dating. She was supposed to go out with her friend, and then her friend canceled. She's like, "Oh, can I come to your gig?" And it's like, I don't want you to come to this place. You know what I mean?
Right.
So she comes, we're sitting at the bar before the show. She's like, "Where's the room?" It's like, "Where's the room? We're in the room."
Oh, my God.
She couldn't conceive that. It's like, well, it couldn't be here. It's like, oh, it's here, you know.
Because it's basically a bar, and then
totally
like a
bar.
little.
And it's also, it's booths. So it's like, half the crowd is just kind of looking over their shoulder
Right.
with their back to you. Do you know what I mean? But I remember I had I would do jokes. I'd do my college jokes, and I'd do my high school jokes, and I'd kind of clump them like that, partly so I could remember. But I remember I had like 5 jokes about high school, and one wasn't working, so I dropped it. But I was there so much, and I'd do my high school bit, and someone's like, "You forgot one."
Oh my God!
It's like, oh no, I dropped that one.
You're just having a conversation
Yes.
with oh my God, it's so funny.
Yeah, so it was just crazy, and yeah, so it was. Not all crowds wanted clean, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it was
yeah.
just, but this one guy, there was this really dirty comic, and when I do these shows in Rhode Island, he was always the MC. And to help me out, he would do his dick jokes in front of me, and then he would do his pussy jokes after me.
Oh, nice.
And it made a difference, and it was very considerate
Wow.
of him. But that's all he had, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, thank you. It was just it actually made it easier for me.
And did you ever get on Carson?
No,
So you
I
should
got
have
on,
been talking about
I
pussy.
know. I got on Leno a year after Johnny left.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's still great.
Well, yeah. I mean, and then the other story I'll tell. So when I was 25, I auditioned for Letterman, and the producer came over afterwards. He was very complimentary or whatever, and then they put me on the show 17 years later.
Oh,
Whoa.
my God.
Yeah, 17 years later, I'm working at Conan, and what happened was Dave got sick. And Bruce Willis was supposed to be the first guest, and now Bruce Willis has to host. So they needed somebody at the last minute, and I was nearby, so it was kind of just a fluke. And I didn't know I was in the running, but they call me and they go, "Hey, can you do the show today?" And I'm like,
Today?
"Yep." And I'm like, "Yep." And then they go, "Okay, we'll call you back." And they said, "Okay, Bruce Willis is hosting, and I always kept a suit at Conan because sometimes somebody would cancel or something,
yeah.
and they'd be like, get out there.
For Conan.
For Conan.
Yeah.
So I always just kept a suit in my office, and I just put my suit on and went over and did it, and then...
And you had the what is it, like 2.5 minutes or something?
Oh, it was like 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay,
and
so
I was
you
just
had
like,
it ready.
Well, I was just like, okay, just do your best stuff, and that kind of thing. And
wow.
I had a good night's sleep the night before because I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, it was just go do it. And then after that, they would call me also at the last minute when someone would cancel. And then it wasn't until I moved here the last time that they actually had to give me a date because I was living in LA. I couldn't, whatever. But it was just sort of fluky, and then I got on or whatever. But I was like, okay, let's go do this. Yeah.
That's so crazy because, if you hadn't done it before, how would they even think to call you last minute? It's so... But obviously, you were on someone's mind.
Right. So I don't know the behind the scenes stuff what happened there.
Or they were just waiting for Dave not to be there one day. Like, he does not like you until he saw you. But that's great.
Yeah.
Oh
So that was fun. And then, like a year later, I was back on, and Dave's the intro. This guy was on before, blah blah blah. And I did my set, and Dave's like, I don't remember this guy. And it's like, well, you were sick or whatever. But
I'm just trying to picture Bruce Willis hosting that doesn't seem right.
Well,
because it was Bruno. It was.
It was Bruno. He had the harmonica.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's why they had to have an extra guest because he wasn't going to fill all that time that Dave would kind of riffing with Paul or whatever. So it was Dan Rather, and then what's that woman's name? She Carmen. Is it
San Diego?
No, is it Carmen Electra? Is that her name?
Yeah, the real hot.
Yes. It was her, and then me, and then John Mayer.
Oh my
God. Yes, isn't that fun? But there were 4 guests because they needed extra.
Yeah.
So, and it's so funny. The first time I got on TV, it was, they had the CBS morning program.
Yeah.
They had comics on there.
Really?
Yes. And what they did was they auditioned us, and then we had to go to New York and tape it, and they would cut it up into like 2-minute things, just like 2 minutes.
Oh.
And they would throw to us like we were there in the set, and they go, and now comedy, and they would go like that. But we had done it a month or two earlier.
With no audience?
No, we did it with an audience.
Oh, okay.
But the viewers at home think that we're in the studio doing it live, where it's like, no, we've done it.
That's so crazy.
So crazy. And then it was in TV Guide. It said CBS morning program, Henry Kissinger, actor Raymond Burr, funeral arrangements, and comedian Brian Kiley.
Wow. Please tell me you have that.
I do.
That's amazing.
That's so funny.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I hope that's framed in your house.
Did you tell Kissinger's son because he used to work for Conan, right?
Yes. I that's a good question. I don't know if I told him that story. That's funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh
That's
my God.
wild.
Funeral arrangements.
I know. I'm following funeral arrangements.
Oh my God. Who was in your, as my husband would say, class?
Yes, that's a great question. So, Dana Gould.
Oh wow.
So I started. I was like 20. Dana was 17.
Oh my God.
And then he went to UMass, and so he went further. So I didn't. He only came back when he was home for holidays and summer and whatever. But we did a ton of open mics together. Mark Maron.
Oh my God.
Laura Keitlinger.
Oh my God.
David Cross.
Wow, this is some group.
It was a good group. Trying to think. Jeanine Gruffalo and Louis C.K. started a little bit later.
Yeah.
But not much later. Yeah.
That's an incredible group. I always loved Laura Keitlinger's stand-up.
Oh my God, she's so funny.
So good.
We did a benefit. I hope she doesn't mind me telling one of her jokes. We did a benefit a couple months ago, and she had this joke about she's having sex with this guy, and he wants her to hit him. And she's like, I don't want to hit him. I want you to hit him. No. All right, finally. So I swing and I miss, and I hit the guy behind him. That is such a funny
That's
joke.
A perfect
oh
joke.
my God,
oh
I died.
I wish I would see more of her.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw her. She's in Pen 15.
Yeah,
very briefly.
Yes,
yeah.
Like the principal or something.
I think she's like somebody's mom.
Oh, somebody's mom. Okay.
Like she's of the girl who. It's like they're in some beauty pageant. And she's like, it's all these hats, and she's sort of like kind of like a mean mom. A thong goes missing. It's a great character, but I'm always like, oh, I wish I could see more of her because she's really funny.
She is so funny.
Yeah. So at some point you're like, okay, what you said, like it took a good year to get over the nerves, or?
Oh no, it took years. And even like later on, I was still like I would be so pacing and all that stuff. I mean, I got slowly better, but it took a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever get nervous now?
I think I've, in a weird way, you kind of, after a while, you kind of give up. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of like, whatever. And even sometimes, like, people think a bad crowd is just a crowd that's quiet, that's not laughing. It's like, oh, no. A bad crowd is when it's like...
They're drunk and yelling at you.
Yeah, and they're milling around. They don't even know what show's happening and whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I think those circumstances now, I'm just like, well, what are you going to do? Like,
right.
I just... Yeah, I think... I think I'm just because it's like, well... Whatever happens
right.
at this point in my career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not like...
It doesn't really get to you.
Yeah.
Did you end up seeing... I had sent you this... it was on Blue Sky, this whole chain about a woman being really upset she had gotten kicked out of a Rory Scovel show. And she was like, I didn't do anything wrong, and I wasn't that drunk, and I was having a good time and just showing him how much I liked his show. And she was like, I hate him. And everybody in the chain was basically like, he's such a nice guy. If he kicked you out of his show, it's your fault. And somebody was like, I was there, and you were being an asshole.
I love that.
You and your friends wouldn't stop talking. He politely addressed you 3 different times and asked you to please stop talking. Like, stop trying to defend your behavior. Like, but she kept going, please tell me what I did wrong. And everyone's telling her. Why won't anybody tell me what I did wrong? Like, it's a hilarious thread, but it's so indicative of those people who think they're being supportive of a stand-up by being like, yeah, I think that too. Yeah. Like, and they're just interrupting your jokes.
Absolutely.
And like talking in the middle of your show because they're like on, I don't know, at their bridal party or whatever.
Oh, the worst.
And they show up as a group and are just being so rude.
So she's already kind of incriminating herself, saying, I wasn't that drunk. I was just just reading her half, her defending herself. You're like, okay, no more. You don't even need any witnesses to come forward.
She's already made herself look bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as Jimmy says, some people will come up afterwards, like who have been a problem, and be like, I was helping.
Yes.
And they genuinely think
that.
And they also like, why do you think I need help?
Yeah. They think it's a participatory event.
So,
yeah.
It's a fine line, I guess, because he talks to everybody, but it's like, you know, it's just, it's maddening.
Yes.
It's maddening.
And I was doing a show in Martha's Vineyard years ago, and the headliner, this woman, kept heckling him, and he was yelling at her and telling her shut the fuck up and all this stuff. And then afterwards she comes up to him, and then 2 minutes later he goes up to me, he's like, listen, I don't need a ride back. I'm leaving with this woman. And it was like...
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Swear to God.
Oh,
I was like,
will you all fair tell us who that was?
Sure. I don't know if you know.
Apology, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she was helping.
She was helping.
And I did say to him, I was like, I love the way you handle hecklers. You know?
Yeah.
It's
one way to...
I will fuck you.
Be quiet.
Yes. I swear to God.
So it was just a will they, won't they is what was happening.
Guess,
yeah, there was a lot of sexual tension happening there.
I wonder whatever happened to them. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're married now.
When you were coming up and doing Boston, did anyone ever throw anything at you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It was this private it was like somebody hired us for somebody's birthday party or something. We were outside, and they threw ice at the guy in front of me.
At a private party?
Yes.
And God.
And then they threw ice at me, and then that's one of the very few times I've lost my shit on stage, and really was like, and I think even now, I don't think I would have snapped like that now, but.
It's just so degrading.
Oh, yeah.
We paid for you to, you're the court jester, and now we're throwing things at you.
Yeah.
That's so gross.
It is pretty bad.
That's pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Say fuck.
Yeah.
But I have seen other times where someone would throw a beer bottle at, like my friend was on, and like he was poking fun of this guy who was like in this, I don't know if he's a Marine or something, as I recall, and he just threw a beer bottle and smashed against the wall, like
Jesus.
where it's like, whoosh, whoosh,
whoa.
So I didn't come that close, but
yeah.
So the Marine missed.
Yes, the Marine Mist, but that was my friend. Yeah, that's
military in the world. Can't take out the beer bottle.
I think the ice thing was the worst that happened to me.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
And do audiences in Boston, did they have choice slams, like when they're tackling you?
No, they weren't that creative. It was more of the you suck variety, or whatever your physical flaw is. That seems to be a popular thing to attack, or whatever.
And in that accent.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
God.
And the worst shows are St. Patrick's Day in Boston.
Oh.
I'd take a New Year's Eve show.
Really?
Yes, over a St. Patrick's Day anytime.
So tonight, someone is going to be suffering mightily.
Yes. And that's where if I were in Boston, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to take the night off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they're so drunk.
So drunk and started early and yeah. Really
wow.
Bad.
It seems like a weird thing to go to a comedy club if you're planning on being that
drunk. Well, I think people are not making good decisions at that point.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Green beer is impossible to get out of it.
I'm sure. Green ice cubes.
Love to all the young comedians in Boston today.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. Peace be with you. I don't know. Thank you so much. This was so fantastic.
Oh, thank you. This flew by. Oh
if there's more you want to tell us.
Well, I don't know. We can.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I this is just so great and so quick, and I am still such a comedy nerd that I just love talking about comedy and telling these stories
we do
and
too.
Stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
We're big comedy dorks as well.
Totally.
And you just, it's funny because comics, when we get together, we always want to hear about each other's worst shows.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you're in the green room and someone's bragging about the great show they had, it's like,
You're not a comic.
That is not cool.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we want, because so many times what happens is you'll be doing some private show and somebody died and they do a tribute to the guy who died or whatever.
Right.
They're showing slides and everyone's crying and they go, okay, now you're out there.
Oh my
like,
God.
Yeah. I had to do one where it was for they had some tribute to these firefighters and this like, they were talking about this house on fire, and then they went in and they couldn't save the bodies, and they bring out the whatever, and it was this terrible story about Yes, and then you're like, please welcome.
Why do they think comedy is a good thing?
I know, it's just torture, and it's like everyone's tears and whatever, and you're like, oh my God.
Do you acknowledge it? Like, how do you deal with it?
Well, sometimes you can tell. Sometimes they're ready to shift gears. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes you're like, oh my God, and you just kind of like, how about a hand from that guy or whatever. But I had one show where years ago in New Jersey, they hired me to do this woman. It was her 50th birthday, and her husband hired me. And I come, they go, we looked at a bunch of comedians, and we saw their videos, and we picked yours. And it's like, I'm so flattered, whatever. And that bit you do about when you get pulled over by the cops, and then you call in a bomb scare, and the cops, I'm like, I don't have this bit. Like, they mixed me up with somebody.
Oh, no.
And they're like, are you doing that bit tonight? And I'm like, no, not tonight. But I don't know who they thought I was, but they hired me accidentally. And also they had a slideshow for the woman who was turning 50, and he's like, it's going to be a lot of tears. It's going to be. No one cared. It was
right.
No one batted an eye. They're like, yeah, whatever. And then, so that was fine. But it is funny when they're like, we picked you because of this one bit that's like, that is not my bit. I don't know what to tell you.
Is there someone who looked like you or who had a similar name?
I have no idea. So you just go, yep, okay.
Were they happy with you?
It seemed fine.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
Yeah, so that stuff. And it's funny, the first time we got nominated for an Emmy, where I'm at the Emmys, and I'm in my tux, and I'm heading to the bathroom before the show, and this couple sees me, and the guy's like, oh, and he lights up, and he's elbowing his wife and pointing, and it's like, I don't know who they thought I was. I wanted to go, I'm not him. I don't know who you think I am.
I think
know what I mean?
my curiosity would have gotten better.
I know.
Who do you think I am?
I know.
I'm so excited for you.
I know. You're so. No one's ever been that excited to see me, but I don't know who you think I am.
That's wild.
It was.
Oh my God, I love that. It's like, is it a compliment? Do I want to know? That's so funny.
Yes. So we do get in these just surreal circumstances all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I love it.
And do you perform a lot? Like when you're not doing the writing for the show?
I do. Yeah.
Do a lot of stand up?
Yeah. And now that I'm back out in the wild, you know, I always kept doing it. And my thing was to try to get on Conan or try to get on Letterman and work on my 5-minute set basically. But now that after Conan went off the air, I jumped on the last season of Ellen. But after that went off the air, now I'm back out in the wild.
Right.
So now I'm flying. Like before, I couldn't do gigs out of town or whatever. But now it's like, yep, on Wednesday I'm flying to whatever, you know what I mean, and doing that and flying back. So, yeah, it's.
Are you happy to be doing it, or is it like, ugh, I thought I was done with the traveling?
Well, the traveling can get to you. I'm grateful that I can do it. You know, like I have friends who are just comedy writers, and after the show goes off, they haven't worked in years.
Yeah,
you know? So I'm grateful I can do that. And I had a dry bar special.
Oh, yeah.
So what happens is people saw that, and then they'll contact me and go, hey, can you come and do our show or whatever?
Oh.
It's so much more fun to fly and do one show and fly home instead of being in a club for a week and having to do 15 shows, you know, whatever.
Yes. Right.
And you actually make more money just doing the one private show.
That's
You're
right,
like, I want more of that instead of, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh, that's so great. So the dry bar is like really a calling card.
Well, it's definitely helped me, and sometimes I can't. It tends to be an older audience, not always, but so the dry bar has to be squeaky clean. Like I always wore TV clean, and this is like, oh my god, I can't. I have to take out the, you know, for me to have to edit jokes out is like what,
right?
You know, but I'm grateful that I can go do that, and you know, that kind of thing. And you never know. I had one show. I had to go do a show in Toledo last year, and it's at the zoo. So they had like a little function room in the zoo, and they would bus these old people in, and they'd come in, and they'd serve them their food, and then they'd come out while they were eating. And yep. And then the same thing for the second show. I thought, well, okay, by 2:00, they've had they bring other people in, bring their food out to them, and then
Is it zoo food?
Like stuff,
it's pellets.
It's pellets. It's a lot of bamboo.
Yeah,
definitely
the stuff you can put a quarter, whatever that you can put a quarter in, and that you can get in your hand.
They had like.
Well, again, thank you so much.
This was so fun.
This was great.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Coming.
Are you kidding?
We really appreciate it, Brian, and we look forward to next year's Oscars, and I'm sure
Yes.
you're right on that too.
Well, I hope Conan's back. I don't know.
We do too.
Yeah,
I can't imagine a better host.
Yeah.
Seriously, and we will be right back with what did we learn today?
Yay.
Kristine.
Danielle.
Are you ready to learn what we learned today?
I'm pretty excited.
In Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, Kristen Wiig plays Star and Sharon Fisherman and Annie... What? And
she plays two people.
She does?
Yeah, because she plays the evil woman who makes the suicide. I call this drink the suicide.
I gotta see it again.
I love that movie
and
so much.
Annie Mumolo, I never know how to say it, stars as Barb Quicksilver.
It's such a good movie.
I gotta watch it again. You know what I gotta watch again before the sequel comes out is The Devil Wears Prada.
Yes, I just saw the trailer.
Because I don't remember it that
It
well.
holds up pretty well.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
And I've watched it again and realized that the real villains in the movie are her friends.
Oh, really?
They are
Yeah, because
awful.
it's like, right, I remember feeling that. It's like, well, she's got a really fucking hard job. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't have time to come to your party. That's what I remember thinking.
Yes.
Um,
And isn't her boyfriend kind of like, you're not spending enough time with me?
Yes. Yeah. Adrian Grenier.
Oh, is this the quote from Friends?
Yes.
I'm Monica. I'm disgusting. I stalk guys and keep their underpants. I still don't remember what the context was, but it was very funny. Dark Tide, the Great Boston Molasses Flood of 1919 by Stephen Puleo is the definitive comprehensive history of the 1919 disaster. Okay.
Would you have thought that our guest would have also read Dark Tide?
It's so funny. Well, I guess if you're my mom, who grew up in Massachusetts, obviously knew about that, but she told me that like they talk about the Salem witch trial like in every grade.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing if you're from a place that has a thing, you know,
Sure.
it's probably lore that's handed down.
Oh, I would have loved hearing about the Salem witch trial in every grade.
I bet. Yeah. There is also a kid's book about the incident. I Survived the Great Molasses Flood, 1919, by Lauren Tarshish.
Oh, yeah, we read all those. Me and Benji have read all the I Survived books.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that.
Mm-hmm.
is
They're great.
historical fiction book, part of the I Survived series, about a young Italian immigrant named Carmen in Boston who experiences the disaster. The story follows Carmen as she fights for survival amidst the chaos, blending the fictional narrative with the true strange event that occurred in Boston's North End. Oh, and a graphic novel adaptation illustrated by Karen de la Vega is also available.
Those books are so good, and the graphic novels are great if you have kids that are like, I'm not going to read an actual book, but I'll read it if it's a graphic novel.
They're really popular too. When I worked at the bookstore, they would come in and get those like a lot.
I bet they're fun.
Dozens of them.
They are. They're really fun.
I wish I could remember what ours were called when we were. They weren't I Survived because it wasn't like necessarily scary things, but it was always like little history lessons with like a cartoonish cover.
For you.
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I loved them.
That's how these are. I mean, because it's always taking something from history, but it puts a child at the center of it so that you're learning something about history, but in an interesting way.
Molasses is a thick, dark syrup used primarily as a sweetener and flavoring agent in baking, especially for cookies, gingerbread, and dark breads, and is in savory dishes like baked beans and barbecue sauce. It adds moisture and rich color to recipes and is the key ingredient used to produce brown sugar. I forgot to say that part. I have confirmed my mom used to use molasses on biscuits. You texted with your mom.
I did.
So did you eat them too, or you don't remember?
I feel like I didn't. I'm not a brave eater, and I don't think I ever delved in. I might have tried it.
I bet it's good. I mean, it's sweet.
Sounds good.
Stuff on biscuit.
I like brown sugar. Why wouldn't I like that?
Love brown sugar. Make me feel so good.
Oh, just like I knew you would.
Can you believe that was a song?
It's so, yeah.
It's fucking insane. All right.
Surprised Sean Penn didn't use it as like the lyrics to his. They should have said Sean Penn make that the dialogue of everything he said to Tiana Taylor.
All right. Well,
you know what is super fun?
No.
This show.
Our show is so fun.
If you like more of it,
yes,
we have a bonus episode for this month, and it's about to drop. And we don't want you to miss it. And if you have been missing out on our bonus episodes, you can sign up for our Patreon. You can do a trial membership, or you can do a full-time membership and join our party.
Yep.
And hang out with us over there.
But the good news is next week, because Chris will be out of the country, you're actually going to get part of the bonus episode for free.
A little teaser.
You're going to get a little teaser.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
I find it very exciting.
Yeah. Who knows what we're going to talk about?
Oh, my God. Everything.
Yes. All right.
Well,
until next time.
Remain calm.
Hey, it's Howie Mandel, and I am inviting you to witness history as me and my Howie Do It gaming team take on Gilly the King and Wallow 267's $1 million gaming in an epic Global Gaming League video game showdown. 4 rounds, multiple games, 1 winner, plus a halftime performance by multi-platinum artist Travie McCoy. Watch all the action and see who wins and advances to the championship match against Neo right now at globalgamingleague.com. That's globalgamingleague.com. Everybody games.